Hey guys, it's Ari from Crescendo, and I wanted to talk about the album Lonely People in Power. Don't ask me why this is coming out so late, it's a long story. But if you've just heard about Deafheaven from like Sunbather and didn't really bother to check up on them, they released an album called Infinite Granite back in, I believe, 2021. And I wasn't really a big fan of it. I mean, the new shoegazy bands kind of do that sound better. It was full of like clean vocals and stuff. Uh, yeah, I just did not like it. But this new album, it's really good. So this album starts off with Incidental 1, and there's an Incidental 2 and 3, where it starts with some keys and some like really goofy kind of lower pitched vocals, and then comes Doberman, which is like, it's very classic kind of sweet Deafheaven-y riff, followed by the vocals, and the vocals on this kind of lower pitched than on Sunbather. They kind of stand out more uh, than on that album. And I remember a YouTuber said that I didn't even know Sunbather had lyrics. Yeah, that was just a guy screaming, which is valid. But the song Body Behavior kind of follows the same formula. So this song is about self-doubt and loathing and wanting to be in paradise, but being stopped by doubts in your mind. Then there's also biblical themes about wanting to be in the Garden of Eden, but eating from the apple of my ruse, which is interesting. Then our protagonist is stuck in the darkness. My iris has only black views, and they're alone on an island, knowing the exits too. Then the tracks have this kind of natural ebb and flow to them, I guess. But Sunbather did it better, in the sense that in later songs it just seems very abrupt. Then we come to Magnolia, which is the lead single, heavy from like start to finish, from that intro riff which plays to just it's in like it's a beautiful song, and the lyrics are just as heavy. They're about the loss and contemplation of death of a loved one, which I'm presuming is the father. Then we have the Garden Route, which is like musically I felt that the second half or like later on it gets better. But yeah, these just feel like kind of lyrical ramblings. The previous tracks at least has some kind of like overall theme to them, but this one just feels like, yeah, just not as cohesive basically. The song Heathen is like Deafheaven going full Alcest mode, if that makes sense, and it's an incredible performance. And this is where the title starts to make sense. It's about a person, like a lonely person whose heart is closing, and they stop looking for the beautiful things in life, just like intimacy. They're leaving fondness for weakness, right? And Amethyst starts with soft guitar passages, ambient synths, and there's a spoken word thingy. Then it ends with a sweet guitar line. There's a lot of vivid imagery at the beginning. And then at the end, it just kind of gets raw, confrontational. Like, I need your guidance. Will you see me? Can you see I need you now? This curse overwhelms me. Straight in the fields. Then we get the second interlude, which is Incidental 2. It's a very tension-filled backdrop, but then it suddenly kind of turns scary. And then Jay Matthews of Boy Harsher fame singing in a melancholic voice. The ending of the song, she says, desperate to be alone, get lonely people. It's starting to make sense now. Then we get a Revelator, which is very early kind of heavy metal vibes, if that makes sense. And then it kind of gets super quiet towards the middle, and it's a very like kind of introspective moment, I feel. And then again there's themes of hiding from oneself, but now in this song they build on it with anger. I'm bringing them bile, I'm clearing desires. Now a direct reference, lonely people with power devoured by God. Then we have Body Behavior. I guess it's kind of the poppiest, if you can say that, of the tracks. Very like kind of sweet classic Deafheaven riff again, but this one is more about George Clark's personal experiences about sexuality. It's very emotional, and I'm glad they kept it, even though it doesn't really tie in with the rest of the album. But it's like It's a really good song. The third interlude, which is Incidental 3, an ominous soundscape with spoken word passage by Paul Banks of Interpol fame, you know the guy, and it transitions into the next song, which is Winona. But again, here he's very quiet, which is a stark contrast to the rest of the album. Then we got Winona, which is slow build up and great drumming work after the guitars, but then again just kind of slows down and then it builds up quickly. It just kind of feels like you're on a rocky boat rather than just kind of calm waves. Then the final track, The Marvelous Orange Tree, in theme with naming their final songs after trees. The clean vocals again come back, the Alcest vocals, but the tempo is slow, and that that's not a satisfying closer for me if you just have a slower song, because sonically it just sounds like the rest of the tracks. But I guess their hands were tied because they did the super loud stuff, they did the super quiet stuff, so I don't know what else you can do, so maybe this is the best they can do as a closing track. The flow of the record, they could have just maybe done it a bit better. I don't know if the incidental 1, 2, and 3 have some kind of deeper meaning to them. I didn't listen to them one after the other, I just listened to them in the album's order. So I don't know if it's just an interlude for interlude's sake, then I don't know why they named it 1, 2, and 3. The last two tracks I'm not that crazy about, but I mean, they're there. They're not like super like offensive or anything. But otherwise, I really love the record, and I'm like gonna give it a score of 7.9 out of 10. I think that's a valid score. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Did I like miss anything important? What did you guys think of the album? Was it like, do you think it was an 8+ worthy? I know that it's like on top of the Rate Your Music chart, so maybe I'm a bit nervous rating it a 7.9. I don't know, it's a 0.9, really close to an 8. But yeah, if you like to just leave a like and subscribe, I'm gonna make more reviews, not just in metal, but like whatever's coming out this year, and I'm really excited for what else 2025 has to offer. Thank you.